I got the horse right.
Hello, racing fans, and welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Sunday, August the 14th races at Hastings. We have 8 races on tap. I think it's the final card before the P&E starts.
That's right, yes.
The P&E will start on Friday, or that'll be our next live card, Friday, August the 19th. But,
and then we race Mondays.
Then we race, then we move to the Mondays, which is it'll be different. But yep, we do have 8 live ones.
8 live ones, and a big one to keep your eye on today at Emerald Downs, of course, the Long Acres Mile. Mario Gutierrez in town to ride Cyrus Alexander for Hall of Fame trainer Jerry Hollendorfer. Sabado Alegre, Craig McPherson and Copper Waters horse from here is going down, as well as Glynn Kelly and Ann McClellan, star student with Amadeo Perez in the tack. 3 local kind of connections to keep an eye on there, of course, Obi Harbor, Striker PhD, and Alert Bay, another
yeah,
local,
Peter Reddekopp horse for
horse,
Blaine Wright. Alert Bay will be there as well. But it's gonna have to have the running shoes on to beat Obi Harbor, who's been brilliant at Emerald, and Striker PhD. He's like tough to beat at all.
Going for 3 in a row for Larry Ross, and the biggest race in the Northwest here. So all eyes will be on Emerald Downs. But before that race runs, we will get through 8 races here at Hastings. Keep an eye on the Sea to Sky Pick 6. It's about a little under 113,000 going into Friday night. So we'll see how it grows. If it doesn't get hit into the Sunday card, that will start in the 3rd race. Starting in the 1st race, very good race to kick off the card. There's an optional 25 for fillies and mares going 6.5 furlongs. 5 of them lined up. I went to the 3 her Holly's last call. I thought she ran a huge race last time. Set very good fractions, 22 and 45. Just got run down late by Susan's Day. Finished well ahead of Dear Lily. So I'm going back to Holly's last call. She's in good form right now. Dear Lily, I'm not sure what happened last time, but on a good day, she can beat these in hand. I did her in the 2nd spot. Wouldn't be surprised if she beats this field. Those are the 2 for me. After that, I couldn't decide between Fire Beauty and Dossalina. I gave the nod to Dossalina. Finished 4th in that last one, kind of a flat effort, but it was her first start of the year, and she could progress with a start under her belt for trainer Rosie Anderson. I went 3, 1, and 2.
Yeah, I liked Holly's last call last time, and I have no idea why the horse didn't win, but every opportunity to win, and got beat by Susan's Day. But perhaps Susan's Day is the better horse. I thought Dear Lily was, compromised by the comfortable pace scenario that was being set. I think it's going to be a little more fractious up front with Dossalina. I think getting a little more involved. Fire Beauty definitely getting involved.
Even riding on the wind can go,
Yeah, no, I just think Dear Lily's going to get a trip. I think she's going to be maybe last early, but I mean, it's still going to be maybe the place to be. I'm going to go 1, 3, and I put the 4-horse Fire Beauty, who's a pretty honest mare, in for 3rd. I went 1, 3, 4 in the Sunday opener. On to race number 2. $4,000 claimers, known as a 2 lifetime. Looks like Mike Anderson's got a stranglehold on this race with the 5 Harbor the Energy and the 4 New Jersey Joe. I went Harbor the Energy. I think this horse will get a lot better trip. Had a dreadful draw last time in a big field. Still didn't get beat very far, considering he didn't get any position. New Jersey Joe rallied from off the pace, did his usual runner-up effort, and I just think Harbor the Energy is the better horse of the 2. And I put the 3 Atala the 1, who should be the speed of the race, in for 3rd. I went 5, 4, 3.
I agree. I think it's Mike's 2 horses in here, New Jersey Joe or Harbor the Energy. I landed on New Jersey Joe, a horse I always seem to pick. Put him on top of Harbor the Energy. I think those are the 2. After that, I couldn't decide between Atala the 1. I ended up on My Eye Candy. I went with the 1, just broke his maiden for Rob Maben.
Yep.
I threw him in the 3rd spot. I went 4, 5, and 1 in the 2nd. On to the 3rd.
Maiden 4 granders.
Maiden 4,000, 3-year-old and up. 6 of them going a mile and a tick. Excuse me. I went to the 2 here. Otis Brown was claimed in his first start off of Craig McPherson. Phil Hall elected to run him long in just his 2nd start. Didn't seem to get a lot out of that first effort, but boy, what a great effort he came back with in his 2nd start. Well ahead of Fishing on the Fraser, one he lines up with today. This race didn't come up overly tough. He's got the long one under his belt now. He's out of a live barn. Phil Hall, Dennis Arojo riding great. For me, all systems go on Otis Brown. I threw Peyton's Command in the 2nd spot. He's been running long all year, and Harold Barry's horse has been running good lately, so I put him in the 2nd spot, and Fishing on the Fraser, the horse that finished behind Otis Brown for me in the 3rd spot, but I think it's Otis Brown's race to lose. 2, 1, and 6 for me. Yeah,
I agree with the 2 Otis Brown. You made a great comment. The horse, first out didn't get a lot out of it. The 2nd out got tons out of it. I think this horse has got a big, improving cycle going here, and this horse will be even better in its 3rd start of its career. I like Otis Brown to defeat the 6 Fishing on the Fraser. who will break through in one of these races when they're easy enough. But and the 5, Feel No Shame, I put that one in. Kind of got caught up on a hot pace last time. Kept getting pushed, 24, 48. It's kind of fast for these kind of horses. I know things got slowed down a bit to the 3/4, but still he was under pressure.
Yeah.
He's never got a breather, and I just think things may be a little more relaxed for him. So maybe he'll hang around for a piece of it. But I do like the 2 Otis Brown, like Drew. I went 265 in the third, pardon me. On to the 4th race. I got some maiden special weight runners here. 2-year-olds going 3.5 furlongs. I like both Nancy Betts runners in here. The 9 Morning Blurs and the 7 Dazzling Dawn. Morning Blurs from a very fast family. The workouts are excellent. Nice draw on the. I love the draw on the outside. Ruben Lard does a lot of morning work for Nancy. Not surprising to see him get a live mount from her, and those two are live. I went 9-7, and I put the 2-horse Flood Watch for Hall of Fame trainer Troy Taylor in for 3rd. I could easily see this horse winning, but this horse got a lot of miles under him. A son of forestry, and perhaps one that could be alive in here. I went 9-7-2. I did leave out Mrs. Sport, who could be alive. Backseat Knights, who's out of a real good 2-year-old mare. Backseat Becca. There's a lot of chances in here. Once again, another one of those races where you better get down to the paddock if you're at Hastings and have a peek at them. I went 9-7-2.
I put Mrs. Sport on top just because she has the seasoning. We're going 3.5, and she's run 2 very good races, finishing behind Driller, Straight Remark, A Star to Be. I don't think she liked the slop in her first start, came back with a little bit better effort in her second start. So I got Mrs. Sport on top. Of Flood Watch, Troy's always very good with his 2-year-olds, so keep an eye on that one. They paid a good price for this Son of Forestry at the Keeneland sale. Works look okay. I got Flood Watch the second spot, and Morning Blurs, as you mentioned, are that very good mare. Everything's a blur. Throws a lot of speed into her horses. So Morning Blurs for me is in the 3rd spot, but yeah, pretty wide open 2-year-old event. I went 4, 2, and 9. On to the 5th. 8, non-3, 4. Older Colts and Geldings. Going 1 mile and a 16th. Big field of 9 in here, and I did land on the 9. Rosie's Notice, last time he showed up in this very same spot, he was a pretty comfortable winner by a couple, over 2 lengths over Wee Harry. He's in the 9 hole, and Antonio's going to find a good spot for him. There should be a bit of pace for him in here. I think Rosie's Notice wins it. I put Tucci in the 2nd spot. He's coming off a good front-running effort, just getting caught late by Distillery, but he's well-meant in here as well. Dennis Arrojo sticks with for Jim Brown. And I put Power to Believe. A horse who went down in his first start this year, came back, made no mistake in his first start against, his second start of the year, but his first start he completed against a non-2 field, and did that fairly easily. I don't think this is a huge jump up. Other than the top 2, there's, it doesn't get really tough after those 2, so I put Power to Believe in the 3rd spot. I went 9, 8, and 6.
Yeah, I got the same 3. I don't have a lot to add. Rosie's Notice just finished winning this race, loses Amadeo Perez to Seattle. That's the only reason he's not on the horse.
He went to a $300,000 or $200,000 race, so
why not? Antonio Reyes certainly won't do the horse any harm. Did defeat Wee Harry and next out winner Distillery. That's of note. And Rosie's Notice looks pretty good in here. May perhaps get a trip sitting off of the 8 Tucci and the 6 Power to Believe, who are both very capable horses of winning. Either one of those. Tucci's a nice horse. He's always dangerous at this level. And Power to Believe is on the upswing. The barn's just been going great guns. I wouldn't be surprised to see this horse win it either. But I went 9, 8, and 6 in race number 5. That does kick off your late pick 4. On to the 6th race, $25,000 optional claimer for 3-year-olds here, going 1 mile and a 16th. I didn't love anyway. I went to the 6 in here, Sunset Drive. I think this horse is crying to go along. Just defeated Omega Victory, who came back to win a maiden allowance race. Did Omega Victory. I know just won for maiden 12-5, but perhaps got away with one. I just didn't love anyone coming out of that Dashing Dawn race. They ran in 145. I'm sure. Dashing Dawn's the horse to beat. Let's not. Yeah. He is the horse to beat. He sat back and watched the speed duel between Rock Concert and Crushing Candy. Crushing Candy was the best horse in that race, but he got defeated because of the circumstances of the race. Rock Concert was getting out. Dashing Dawn, and Crushing Candy got carried out. Dashing Dawn got a perfect trip in behind, as did Sunskate, who had no excuses to lose. That's why I'm not a big Sunskate fan in this race. This horse had every opportunity to win last time and didn't seal the deal. So I don't know. I'm just gonna try something new with Sunset Drive. Dashing Dawn's your horse, definitely. You got a 4 to 5 shot here. That's probably going to win, but I'm going to try and beat him. And I put the 3-horse Mighty Mesa in for third. Wouldn't be surprised to see this horse take to a distance of ground either for Nancy Betts. She's going to have a busy day. She's got a lot of doubles today, Nancy.
Yes, she does. Yeah.
But I went 6-2-3 in race number 6.
I went with Dash and Dawn. I was impressed with that last race. Only got speed and neck by crushing Candy the race before and comes back and batters him in the next spot. So I went with Dash and Dawn on top. I threw Sunscape. I know you're not crazy about him, but I threw him in the second spot. He only did get beat in neck by Dash and Dawn.
Because I liked him last time and he didn't win.
He didn't
win. 8
win.
horses when they get a 46 half.
Disappointed you.
Get a 46 half and you don't win coming from last.
Yeah.
You got to win because there are no 46 halves here.
Yeah, well, I mean, Dash and Dawn. He did get within a neck of him, and Dash and Dawn's going to be 4-5, and Sunscape's probably 3 or 4-1. So I put him in the second spot. I like Mighty Mesa too. I put him in there. Looked good breaking his maiden, over good as they get, and Sergeant Rick, and came back and just looked like a winner. Got colored late by a fast closing Colterbury, who I think is a pretty nice colt.
Yep.
So I put 2, 4, and 3 in the 6th race. On to the 7th, optional 25 for older horses. Going short. That could compromise my top picks chances. Venetian Mask just looks so impressive in that 16. Got an 83 buyer, won by almost 8 lengths over Senior Rojo and Wilo Cat, a couple of tough old horses. Now he goes back to a sprint, but the barn has been going very good. He's got a nice little blowout coming in this in 47 and flat. Gets Richard Hamill. I'm going to go with Venetian Mask on top of It's in Command, who's been running very good races. Gets caught for 16 by Burnham just in the last jump and gets caught by Taylor Steele last time just in the last couple of strides. He's on his game right now and running very good for Harold Barabee. And I don't see a whole ton of speed in here. There's a little bit, the odds are good.
Right.
He doesn't necessarily go to the lead, so I'm going to hope It's in Command can take him a long way. And I put the 5-horse Burnham, another one's in good form. For Troy Taylor, he's having a great year. What is he? 10 for 12 in the money. Burnham is. So I'm gonna put Burnham in the 3rd spot. I went 3-8-5.
Yeah, I went to the 6-horse. The odds are good. I think this horse gets the lead in this race. Is going to be very tough. Probably the best sprinter in the lineup. Got hooked last time by Crackdown. I mean, what a difference from Crackdown to this field. I mean, this horse's Uncle Willard came back to win an allowance race, an optional 35, and won quite comfortably the other day. And Cedarburg
all over the track and just galloping.
Yeah, Cedarburg caught the odds are good last time, but this horse did all the running on the head end. I just like the odds are good. I think he gets the lead in here. I like him to win it. Put the 5, Burnham in for 2nd, and the 4, Cedarburg for 3rd. I like 6-5-4, but I do like the odds are good, returning to a sprint. And, well, he sprinted last time, but still I think he's going to get a much more favorable pace scenario. Don't have to look Crackdown in the eye. On to the 8th and final, 12-5 claimers, 3-year-old fillies here going 6.5 furlongs. The one Winning Edge looks to have found a good spot. Gets Richard Hamill. Looks like he's going to be pretty dangerous on the head end. There is some speed in the race, but I think Winning Edge with the inside draw can. There's no real off-the-pace horse in here, so I think Richard's just going to go. And if he has to go 22 flat to get the lead, oh, so be it, because there's going to be no one coming from off the pace. So I like Winning Edge to defeat the 4. Baja Storm has been pretty consistent at this level for owner-trainer Mel Snow. And the 5, Lady Cash, 2nd run off the claim for Frank Barabee. Thought this horse fought on pretty good last time. I thought ran an admirable race. It might be the off-the-pace chance in here. I went 1-4-5, but I do like Winning Edge.
I don't know much to add. I got Winning Edge on top, too. She runs the softest spot of her career, lowest price of her career anyways, and it seems to be quite live with the McPherson-Hamill connections. Baja Storm, as you mentioned, has been right there in all of her races. Hasn't really run a bad race
other than the time she just hopped at the start. She moved the start. Other than
missed the start,
she's
that one
right
race.
there.
She's right there every time. And so for me, it's those 2. I threw Arbonita Rose, sorry, in the 3rd spot. One for this price, 2 back. I'm not sure what happened. She had a really tough go last time, but Pat Jarvis is bringing her back, and Pat does a good job, so I'll trust her and go with Arbonita Rose in the 3rd spot. 1, 4, and 2 for me in the nightcap. That's our analysis of the Sunday, August 14th card. Up next on screen will be picks. Mike, as always, you're up.
Back in race number 1, I went to the 1, Dear Lily, to defeat the 3, Holly's Last Call. Great opener. What a good first race. I went 1-3-4 in the Sunday opener on the race number 2. Went to the 5, Harbor the Energy. I think this horse is going to be pretty dangerous. Over the 4, New Jersey Joe, and the 3, Atala, the 1, 5-4-3 for me in the 2nd. Race number 3, the 2, Otis Brown, 2-6-5. Race number 4, the 9, Morning Blues. I like the Nancy Betts runners, 9-7-2 in race number 4. On to the 5th race, the start of the late pick 4. I went to the 9, Rosie's Notice, over the 8, Tucci, and the 6, Power to Believe. Race number 6, I tried a bit of a price horse with Sunset Drive, the 6 horse, over the 2 favored, the 2 Dashing Dawn, who will be favored. 6-2-3 for me in the 6. Race number 7, the 6, the odds are good, over the 5, Burnham, and the 4, Cedarburg. And in the 8th and final, number 1, Winning Edge. I'm going to go 1-4-5 to close it out.
On to my picks, there we go. Back in the first, I went with the 3, Holly's Last Call. The very fast Holly's Last Call over the 1, Dear Lily, the 2, Docilina. In the second, one of my favorite horses, number 4, New Jersey Joe over the 5 and the 1. In the third, I agree with Mike on Otis Brown, number 2 over the 1 and the 6. In the fourth, I went to the 4, Mrs. Sport over the 2 and the 9. In the fifth, I'm with Mike again on number 9, the outside horse, Rosie's Notice over the 8 and the 6. In the sixth, I went to the 2, Dashing Dawn over the 4 and the 3. In the seventh, I went to the 3, Venetian Mask over the 8 and the 5. And on the nightcap, I agree with Mike on the exacta. Number 1, Winning Edge over the 4, Baja Storm, and 2, Benita Rose in the third spot for me in the nightcap.
Don't forget the Sea to Sky Pick 6 does start in race number 3 on Sunday. Hopefully there's a big carryover going into it as of taping. Obviously we still have to go through the Friday card, but it is 113,000. Lots of interest throughout North America. They're noticing it on the DRF site, the Equibase site, all the major horse racing sites. It is the lead. It is the highest carryover right now, and it should be interesting. Hopefully it makes it through the Friday program and makes it to the Sunday.
Sunday would be a tough one too. That's a race where I could go with a 2-year-old.
Tough 2-year-old race. There's some good races on Sunday. It could go on Sunday if someone's lucky enough to, string 6 races together. Well, that'll do it for this edition of Handicappers Corner. I'd like to thank everyone for tuning in. Don't forget Longacres Mile Day at Emerald Downs. It is a late. I'm not sure what post time it is. After 5 o'clock.
Yeah, we don't know. It's usually it'll be after our race at some point.
Yeah, but lots of local interest, including Alert Bay, Peter Redicup's Alert Bay, Glenn Kelly, and Ann McLennan's Star Student, Chad Joe's Copperwater Thoroughbreds, Sabato Alegre, and
Mario Gutierrez.
Mario's in town to ride one for Jer. Cyrus Alexander. So there's a lot of interest in the Longacres Mile as well as Striker Beach. Do you win it live? It's gonna be a
going for 3 in a row.
Great day, great simulcast day, great live track day at Hastings. If you can't make it out to Hastings, get out here. Don't worry, the Longacres Mile will be here on the Derby screens as well as the live card at Hastings and also lots of other simulcasting. So no excuses to miss any of the Sunday action. If you can't make it to the track, get here to the Derby. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here at the Derby Bar and Grill.